story starts out when I'm just laying in bed thinking of what I should have for supper. Then I heard this voice. It said, "Pig left the ear." And I was just like, not by the hairs of my chin, chin, chin. And then he totally blew my house down. I was just like, oh no, he didn't. Luckily, I was A-okay.
What is your house made out of?
Sticks.
Okay, then last name.
I was in my house building a model airplane when I heard a voice say, "Pig, let me in." I recognized it as the big bad wolf. How irritating. So I said, "Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin." And then I heard a sound. It sounded like wind, and I guessed the wolf was trying to knock my house over.
Okay, then. Little Miss Riding Hood is your first name. What is your house made out of?
Bricks.
Okay, then Little Miss Riding Hood.
Okay, well, as you can see, the wolf has done so many terrible, tragic, hysterical things. And I will remember the time when he locked my granny in her closet and pretended to be her. How disrespectful, how rude, how irritating.
All right. But this is about the wolf and the pigs, not the wolf and your granny.
Right.
Very well done, pigs. The wolf side will not say that.
Okay, first of all, man, my name is not the Big Bad Wolf. It's Joe. People call me the Big Bad Wolf. You can call me Joe. Oh, and here's my little golden rings.
Okay, as you can see, I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. In my story, I have beautiful golden locks, so you can call me Miss Locks. My beautiful golden locks make me way prettier than Miss Redhood. Actually, I think Miss Redhood. I don't care what you say, because I think I'm the most beautiful girl in the world.
That was great. Yeah.
Okay. So, I was on my way back from the grocery store when I noticed I didn't have any sugar, which I needed for my granny's birthday cake. And, sorry, I'm a bit of a cold. When I went to my neighbor's house, that guy right there with the book. Man, it's not nice to read in court. You gotta put that book away. And then he was like, "Man, you can't come and knock at my door." And then he just slammed in my face. That upset my allergies, and I was like, "Achoo!" And then the house was like, "Oh!" And then my sneeze was like, "Ugh!" And I was like, "Ugh!" And then, so that didn't work out. And then I went to the second guy's house, that guy right there, the guy with the nose. and he was like, "Man, I'm not gonna let you in my house." And he slammed the door in my face. They must be twins. They do the exact same thing. So I went to that guy's house, the last pig. The same thing happened there, except the house did not fall down.
Of course it didn't.
It didn't fall down.
Yes, likely story, like anybody's going to believe.
I object. Excuse me, but my client is right. We are gonna win.
Says who?
Says me.
Oh,
you think you're right? You don't think.
Quiet.
So let me try this.
It's time for you to decide whether the wolf is guilty or not.
The wolf is super duper guilty! You're going to jail!
My daddy will get him out of this mess.
Sure. and I play Piggerton, which is Pig 2.
My name is Kira, and I played Pigton, Pig 1.
My name is Olivia, and I did the narrator in Pig 3, which is Pig 2.
My name is Bahar, and I played Miss Red Hood, the pig's lawyer.
My name is Sydney, and I played Goldilocks, his lawyer.
My name is Zach, and I played the jury.
My name's Micah, and I played the wolf.
My name is Ram, and I played bodyguard. My name is Patrick, and I played bodyguard. My name is Rebecca, and I played the judge.
It's so good for you. Stay doing that. It's amazing. It's really funny. I don't know if you hear me laughing. Now we'd like to open the floor to the Neighbourhood Small Grants applicants and participants to share their stories of learning and building and their journey on their experience to completing their project. So we have about till 20 after 8 to do that, so just be mindful of the 5-minute cap. And after that, we'd like to open the floor for questions and comments. So I'm not quite sure how you guys want this to flow. If you'd like to volunteer to come up and share your story at the microphone, if you'd like to speak in a loud voice at your table.
It hosted about 25 people, so my goal was to teach people how to make Christmas-themed origami, but then it turned into just making a crane for some people that don't know how to make it, and then turning it into an ornament, so yeah. There's actually not much to say about this.
And how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 11 now. I just turned 11 on February 2nd.
Happy birthday. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this program. You're a brave young man. All right, if he can come up here and share a story. Awesome. And honestly, if you don't feel comfortable coming up, just let me know and you can share it from your seat. Or you can whisper it in my ear and I'll tell them. Thank you.
I'm going to go next. My name is Marcia, but because Nathan is the reason I did my NSG. I was volunteering and I was doing a talent show for the youth at one of these potlucks, and Nathan was one of the participants, and he was telling me about his upcoming origami workshop, and so I thought, well, if Nathan can do it, I'll do it too. Oh, wow. So I put in an application and got accepted, and I was really worried because the time frame was really tight for me because I was right at the end of the granting period, and so I'm running around trying to get a space because Kit's house was looking like it was going to go through the reno, and I thought I wouldn't have enough people, and then I didn't even get all the flyers put up before the room filled up. I had to phone St. Mark's and go, how many people can I fit in? So that was really great. I did a 5-week stress management workshop, and we had, I could only have 19 participants plus me, but then some people weren't able to come. I realized in retrospect I'll move the time if I do it again later. So some people weren't able to do the full session, so I pulled some people in from the wait list. So in the end, we had about 25 people. I did non-denominational. They were like, each session was 40 minutes long, 10 minutes I talked about what I was going to do in that particular session, and then a 30-minute guided meditation. I come from the land of theater, so I did grounding and breath work, and basically what we really worked on was the idea of the fight, flight, and freeze response, how that's impacting our modern life. Even though there's a bear coming to get us, our bodies often act like there is, and how do you deal with that in modern life? So the group was great. I think some of my best moments were just before the class started, people who didn't know each other before the session were all chatting with each other and having a great time. And that's the reason I really wanted to do it. I wanted to make this something accessible for people of all, walks of life.
Hi everyone, I'm Paula Temerick and
Angela Brown.
And we had this wonderful, extraordinary opportunity awarded by the Kits Neighbourhood Small Grants to commemorate a very, very extraordinary artist in the Kitsilano community, Hannah-Laure Evans. And Hannah-Laure had passed away earlier in the year, and we had the opportunity through this grant to commemorate the life and the spirit of Hannah-Laure, who is a celebration artist and a fabric sculptor. And she had a partnership with another extraordinary Kitsilano artist who now lives in Australia, Evelyn Roth. Evelyn Roth is renowned all the way back to the 70s, going all the way back to the very roots of a lot of what happened in the Kitsilano hippie neighborhood in the 70s. And there was a huge forum called the Habitat, and Sharon Halfnight, who is part of the Small Grants Committee, was instrumental in helping us go all the way back to Habitat. Actors, I think we must have had about 200 people come in and celebrate the spirit of Hannelore Evans.
Really cool stuff.
So we transformed Kitsilano Neighborhood House into celebration art, alive in Kitsilano. So this was quite an extraordinary tribute and honor, to honor not only Hannelore, not only the beginnings of celebration art, but also to honor history and what I believe is a living spirit too.
My name is Charlotte, and I helped to start the Seed Saving Library, which is just over there, that big box, and I think some people have seen it and looked at it, and if you are interested in any more, please come and talk to us, or you can also access us through Village Vancouver. And we had a workshop and started the Seed Library. We have some books which we don't have here this evening, but there are some books that you'll be able to learn to read about seed saving.
Thank you so much.
I'm Mary, and I'm Bees Please Too. A woman named Chloe Bennett, who's not related to me, started a Mason bee castle at the traffic circle at 6th and Vine. So I met up with her, I guess, through Village Vancouver. And my project's not complete, so you're all invited to the final part. But I had a couple of workshops where we made some Mason bee houses. And somebody rode by on his bicycle saying, "I love your garden, I took a picture of it." So it's just great fun. And twice, my favorite story is twice, people have come to my house and said, "Did you know that your neighbor's got this great garden up at the 6th Revolver?" And so I said, "Yeah, I am into it, because I am that person." Yeah, I mean, anytime I'm out there, and it's pretty low care maintenance, but the people are just so unused to seeing a sign that says, "Please pick," right? Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Sorry, what I wanted to say is that we're not finished. We're going to have a parade from Chloe's garden at 6th and U to my garden. So you'll hear about that.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much. That's really in a nutshell what we were trying to do. That's actually amazing. Very cool. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and the Bee Gate. So we started the Honeybee Hive at the community gardens at 7th and Maple, in between Cypress and Maple. And I saw an advertisement that said, "Oh, the small neighborhood grants, start a beehive." I was like, "Whoa, that's me!" And so the timing was perfect, and the bees, I saw them today, they came out, they're alive, they've survived their first winter, so hopefully the winter is mostly over. So that's another part of the project. And my daughter has a joke for you. I'm going to take her home after this. Sorry, it's pretty late. Charlotte, would you like to tell the bee joke? Come here.
So good. What did the bee say to the flower?
What did the bee say? What did the bee say? What did the bee say?
Hello, honey.
Everybody showed up, and if it wasn't for the wonderful people, involved with coordinating the event, and also the fact that we had a great place to do it, there's no way that we would have been able to recognize my mother, and also, of course, the fabulous artists and people who take their time to to really pull together in a community sense. And I just wanted to mention that. And thanks everybody for sticking together and for making it possible. Thanks again.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniela, and I brought some people from my group. We are the cooking and baking group, and so just that you get an idea of who we are, so we called it ESL Cooking and Baking Group because we're all from different countries, and from 6 different countries actually, like Sophie from China, Monica from Brazil, and Michelle from France, and Ben from Taiwan, and did I miss someone? No. And Natalie had to go, so she's from Venezuela. And yeah, of course. So I'm from Germany. So so there's we have a little presentation here because we kind of thought that we need to show you some pictures because we cannot just talk about food. You have to see it. So
we're part of our grant. We got the wig and noses and stuff. The other to support their play, which is become this annual celebration on our block. We have a block party, and the first year the kids did the play in 5 minutes. The next year it took an hour. This year they were planning it weeks before, so I don't know what's going to happen next year. We'll see. Anyway, and then we also painted a slow down kids playing sign. We have a painter on our street who provided paint, and then with the grant we got a big huge piece of plywood. And then we also got some games, a bingo game and stuff to play at our block party, which we'll use years to come. So it really helped make our block party a notch better. Thank you.
Thank you.
4 parts of Africa, and I think they've worked partly in India as well. So the African market is something that I've been volunteering for a little while, and this year we decided to introduce a community element through the small grant because previously it's always been an event geared towards non-profits promoting themselves and also African vendors selling their things. So this year we decided to bring in a sort of family element, and the small grant enabled me to put on a community corner in the African market. So we had several stalls set up where we could show people how to do very innovative things with garbage, basically. So it was a recycling initiative. So we showed people how to make wallets from old coffee bags, soccer balls, I'm British.
That's so unique. Unbelievable. Julie, would you like to come up and have a word?
Alrighty, so we're finished a little earlier with the storytelling part, which is great, so we can spend more time, talking, mingling, and also cleaning up, hint, hint. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to, thank everyone that was involved, whether, on the front line or behind the scenes in making this happen. And there are 2 special representatives from a particular foundation who bring not just the money, but also the heart that makes Neighbourhood Small Grants. So I'd really like it if Mariko and Lydia from the Vancouver Foundation could stand up and if we could give them a big round of applause for the work that they do. So thank you once again for that, and as you can tell, we're really hoping that you'll fund us again next year. You even put your logo on the photo booth print-ups. I'm really hoping that will buy us some brownie points and funding for next year again. I also really want to thank the staff at Kids House. There are some select people here this evening. They've been involved in promoting it through their programs. Through their own Facebook and Twitter pages, whether professional or personal. So I really want to thank the Kids House staff for the time and energy they put into it. So, and I will also add to that the volunteers, because there have been volunteers that have been postering. There's so much work that goes that goes on to make something like this happen. Because there's like Natasha said, this is our first year, so it's been through, it's been going through like a growing phase, and it's had its growing pains for sure, but it's, it's beautiful. So thank you to Kids House staff and volunteers. Can we please give them a round of applause, whether they're here or not?